A group of tomb raiders were cutting down rosewood trees worth hundreds of millions. A lookout stationed at the mountaintop spotted approaching police cars and immediately blew his whistle. Deep in the mountains, the tomb raiders heard the signal and hurriedly abandoned their valuable rosewood, fleeing the scene. But one of the raiders, named Pushpa, called them back. He said, "It's such a waste to just leave behind the rosewood we've worked so hard to cut. I have a way to distract the police and keep them from finding it." Pushpa had been an illegitimate child since birth. His father, a wealthy landlord, had him after a night of drinking, and both he and his mother were constantly ridiculed by his half-brothers. When his father died, neither he nor his mother was even allowed to attend the funeral. Soon, the police arrived in the mountains. Leading them was a sheriff known for cracking down on tomb raiders who illegally took state-owned rosewood. He despised the raiders, and his fierce methods had made many of them tremble in fear. When the sheriff confronted this group of tomb raiders, he found no trace of the rosewood, only a bunch of grown men casually chatting. They claimed they were there to tend sheep. Nearby, Pushpa was sharpening his axe. When the police asked what he was doing, Pushpa replied, "They're here to tend sheep, but I'm here to hunt tigers." Pushpa's words drew laughter from the raiders. Hearing his mocking tone, the sheriff flew into a rage and immediately pulled out his gun, aiming it at Pushpa's head. This provoked the raiders. They grabbed their axes and stood behind Pushpa, ready to attack if the sheriff made a move. Any aggressive action from the police could have turned deadly.
А вокруг меня 60 топоров. Нас побольше будет.
Seeing they were outnumbered, the sheriff's subordinates urged him to reconsider. Though furious, he had no choice but to restrain himself. What the police didn't know was that dozens of rosewood logs were suspended high above them. Once the sheriff and his team left, Pushpa swung his axe, and the millennia-old rosewood worth hundreds of millions came crashing down. Thanks to his cleverness, Pushpa transformed from an ordinary, obscure tomb raider into a powerful figure destined to rise as a legendary underworld hero. The raiders then carried the rosewood down the mountain, weighed it, and loaded it onto trucks. As ordinary laborers, they usually earned only a few $1,000s, a pittance compared to the buyers and sellers of rosewood. But because Pushpa had saved this batch, the smugglers rewarded him with an extra $1,000. Just then, the sheriff returned with reinforcements, dozens of officers in tow. He shouted for the tomb raiders and smugglers to surrender immediately or face being shot on the spot. He hated tomb raiders with a burning passion, and anyone present knew he was capable of following through. No one dared to move, but Pushpa was both clever and fearless. He kicked a stone and hurled it at the sheriff, nearly hitting him in the head.